Hey buddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Civilization 6 as Norway in the Pillage the Village World Conquest. Is it a world conquest, or are we going to win by science? I haven't quite decided how I'm going to win this game, so I tell you what, the responses to this video are going to help me choose. I don't think I'm going to do diplomacy or tourism, because I think those are locked out as our religion, but I'm going to leave it up to you guys whether or not you want to see a domination or a science victory. Also, just a quick little side note, I'm planning to start up a World of Warcraft guild for people who enjoy playing that game and are fans of me. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and head to my Discord, which is linked in the description of the video, and send me a DM. Now, the plan for this episode is to make it to military science in order to get ourselves a military academy, in order to be able to upgrade our knee hangs. Then our plan is to head towards flight, radio, and advanced flight in order to get aircraft out, and potentially conquer a few cities, and then decide between world domination or science victories. We just unlocked mercantilism, which gives us access to triangular trade, which is a really damn good policy card. The question is, what do I slot in instead of it? It could potentially provide me with more value than conscription right now. The only thing is, caravels cost 4 gold each. How many do I have, out of curiosity? I have about 50 units, so I think I'm better off keeping conscription in, because triangular trade would only give me 4 times 7, which is about 24 gold, or 28 gold per turn, and a little bit of faith. So I think conscription right now is doing a lot of heavy lifting for my economy. You can see here, even with conscription plugged in, I'm spending nearly 141 gold per turn on units. We do, however, get ourselves another great admiral. I'm going to go ahead and grab him. This is Ferdinand Magellan, who will give me an extra luxury if I so want it. However, I think he's better off just kind of hanging around with one of my frigates here. So I'll probably link those together and then make a decision about where I want to send this frigate. I'm kind of thinking of sending it over here to combine together. I think that's the plan. I don't have the coal or the niter to really support too many more ironclads or built frigates right now. So I'm going to be focusing a little bit on infrastructure in some of my cities. Let us pillage in Necken for 186 faith, as well as this very tasty 372 gold from this harbour pillage. Oh, look at that frigate, 59 damage. How hard can this ironclad hit it? Holy crap, this city's going to fall fast. Combine together our knee hangs again, and get even better units all combined together. Now, I have a ton of faith in the bank. I'm trying to think, was there someone I wanted to buy in particular? Yes, it was this Raja Todar Mal, because he will give me tons of gold on my internal trade routes. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and coastally raid this holy site, and I think that should be enough to get Raja Todar Mal, who I should now be able to place in this commercial hub and get access to a ton of extra gold per turn. Speaking of extra gold, coastally raid that, yoink. I want to start looking for caravels that have levels and caravels that don't, and start combining together caravels that don't have levels with the caravels that do. Attack with one of my knee hangs and then combine them together in order to make them stronger. That way I get an attack and some experience. Don't quite have the faith to get another knee hang in here, but this should be enough defense to hold the city. Pillage a mine, tons of science, tons of gold. Oh, and the double pillage on the harbour. That is so damn good. That's nearly, look at the amount of gold I'm getting from this. It's kind of ridiculous, honestly. I'm also working on the Colossus here. I'd like to grab that if I could. Probably a good idea to build a builder in Senna, because I've been missing out on that. Why are my builders so cheap to purchase? I feel like they should be way more expensive compared to this. Oh, it's because I have monumentality. Of course, that makes sense. Now, Hungary is starting to look for peace. Let's have a little bit of an overview, see if they have anything left to pillage, and I'll make that decision. In fact, it looks like a lot of the AI are looking for peace, and Hungary still has plenty of things for me to pillage, so I'm not super on board with that yet, because I still have plenty of money to milk from them. I have the money as well to go ahead and instantly purchase a lighthouse that'll give me a trade route, as well as a shipyard in here, which will be plus 10 production, eventually plus 15 when I free up Reina from garrisoning the city of Winnipeg. Yoink, another pillage from Egypt. It's probably about time I killed Necken. Right, so we'll shoot the city. We will pillage this, because it'll go away when we capture the city. And is this entirely pillaged? I guess we could also... I guess it actually would be worth it to pillage the holy site and the theater square, so I'll hold off on actually capturing the city for a little while. However, Iwin will probably be a good target to hit next. Let's go ahead and combine these two ironclads together. And the reason I'm doing this is so that I'm using up less coal on my ironclads. And that way I can start to combine more of them together and get a few more ironclads. Because a ironclad fleet still only uses 1 coal per turn, as opposed to having 2 ironclads using 1 coal each. Plus, it now has 80 combat strength, which is kind of ridiculous. It can one-shot a lot of these cities. You know what? I'm actually going to keep the Holy Site in Necken, because I kind of want to just own the city. Just keep it for myself. Now, the loyalty in here is a bit of a problem, but that's not going to be a problem when we capture Iwin. And I could also just appoint Moksha to plant him down somewhere, although I did really want the Embrasure promotion on Victor. I think I'm just going to grab Moksha to use him as a loyalty stick. Finally, I get to use Raja Toder Mal. That's going to give me a significant jump to my trade route yield. You can see in here, we're now getting +2 gold from each of these trade routes, which will slowly increase as we build more districts in Tromsø. This guy only has 1 promotion, and he hasn't actually taken it yet, so I'm going to just combine these guys together. That way I have a slightly stronger caravel. And the important thing to note is that caravels, the fleets only use 4 gold per turn, whereas the individual caravels, if I recall correctly, I can't remember where it says it, but I'm pretty sure that units that have been combined together have a slightly lower maintenance cost. And I guess I'll show you that right now by combining these two together. You can see I'm 115 maintenance, and then when I combine these together, it goes down to 116. So if you compare having 2 units versus having 1, you save about 1 gold per turn for every pair of units that you combine, which might not seem like a small thing, but that's 1 gold per turn, and I have a slightly better unit at the end of the day as well. Now, the Nihang unit has its own unique promotion tree. For example, +7 combat strength when flanked. Also has +1 movement. +10 combat strength while suzerain of Lahore. Trey School Muk, which is defeating an enemy unit, you gain faith equal to 50% of that unit's base combat strength, and no combat penalty when damaged. I think the ones that I like here are Trey School Muk, Tay, Jang Moja, and Jangi Kara. So I think I want to get the Jangi Kara as fast as possible, and since Sanjo isn't that important to me, I'm going to take Tay here. Although the extra faith is nice, but I can generate faith in other ways, so I'd rather just have stronger units. Let's get rid of this privateer and then use the ironclad to kill the city of Iwin in a single hit. Perfect. And now that city belongs to me. Tempted to peace out Egypt at this point because they only have 2 cities and I have everything that I want from them. Oh, I won this war so quickly, there's still 7 turns left before I can actually get peace. Oops. I guess I don't really have any other reason to keep fighting Egypt. I think I'll probably just gonna move my little land army down here and work on Rakadat. Do I even want to kill them? I mean, they're so far behind. I may as well just leave them alone and piece them out because I've taken everything I need from them. And I would rather do damage to Dido here because she has plenty of infrastructure along the coastline that I could start to steal. And I would also like to take a couple of these cities as well. Just finished the industrial zone in Tromsø. I purchased a workshop, but now if I go to my trade routes, you can see they're worth 2.5 gold each. So every district I build in here increases the value of trade routes sent to the city by 0.5. Which means I'm going to want as many of those trade routes as possible, which is why I'm going to swing over to Necken and actually buy a trader here to send to Tromsø. That'll have the dual effect of having the most efficient internal trade route that I can get, but also giving me a significant boost in terms of my ability to get this city up and running again. My plan is to purchase the factory and coal power plant in here and just get to work on the Venetian arsenal. It'll take about 26 turns, but if I can get enough gold, I'll be able to speed that up significantly by boosting out the factory and the coal power plant. Also, I think it would be a really good idea to get an aqueduct in here. In fact, that's such a good idea that I'm going to get it first. That 5 turns spent might not seem like it's worth it, considering how much it'll delay the Venetian arsenal, but it will give me a ton of production in here, as well as housing to continue to produce more districts. Time to combine my next 2 ironclads together. Keep an eye on my money. Boom. That didn't save me all that much money, actually, right there. Interesting. But now I'm only spending a little bit of coal on unit maintenance, so it might be worth it for me to get even more ironclads, although I could keep working on infrastructure at this point. I think I have a big enough navy, so I might actually just go ahead and grab some frigates. Oof, this is a really terrible city, but I mean, I guess that's just fine. I might just tell this city to avoid growth and exist. I don't know if I'm going to bother trying to build it up into something meaningful. I mean, I guess it has a couple of coastal resources in range. Speaking of monumentality, because I built so few settlers this game, it's actually really cheap for me to faith purchase settlers right now. I think I'm going to grab a couple, because there's a couple of cities around that I'd like to just grab a hold of for things like luxury, strategic resources, and generally just having better control of the map. For example, there's definitely a city down here somewhere. 111 science and 372 gold, very tasty. In fact, that might be enough gold to go ahead and purchase the lighthouse. No, not quite, just need a tiny bit more. Of course the barbarians pillaged my fishing boats over here. Of course they did. Alright, let's get rid of you. He's also trying to get their hands on my harbour over here, which I will prevent. No, thank you. Appreciate your attempt. Question is, do I kill Singapore? They haven't really built anything of value in terms of pillaging except for that coal mine. And I'm mostly trading internally and I don't have a whole lot of these. So actually... yeah, I think I'm gonna kill Singapore. Yeah, let's get rid of them. It's not quite a coastal city, but it'll still do some good work for me. Trading with Tromsø, 4 food, 6 production, and 2.5 gold. Now that is an internal trade route that would make any city happy. Just need to get Necken up and running. There's a couple of like damaged things in here, but once I do, it'll be a really good city. Oh yes, look at these rainforests. They are finally starting to recover and their yields are becoming insane. It's basically just free yields on my empire, which makes me very happy. And so I'm just going to continuously burn these down as they recover. I mean, like, this city has basically no improved tiles and is making 26 production per turn. A little bit too much to pillage over here in Hungary, actually. I'll pick myself up another nearly 1,000 gold from just pillaging there. And I still have a lumber mill and a theater square to pillage. Let's see if I can't get more units down here to kind of take part in this. Oh, also a trade route here that I can just plunder. Lovely. Oof, the blizzard is going to be a problem. I'm going to see if I can run away from that blizzard, hide here to heal up. When you're using spies, my recommendation is always do gain sources and then siphon funds. You want to gain sources to increase your chance of succeeding, and then you want to do siphon funds because it's the easiest mission to achieve, and the way the AI's gold scales, you end up getting a ton of gold for it. Pillage Jerusalem, 186 faith. Lovely. I think there's a mine there that I'll be able to get my hands on too. Hungary wants peace. I'm gonna go ahead and take that piece for now because I'm very close to actually losing a ship in here. This will give me a bit of time to save that ship, and I will also be able to do open borders with him for a reasonable price. And that'll actually let me escape that ship whenever I want to. I could just take some time on my units over here to heal them up and get them ready for the next phase of the war. I'm kind of tempted to combine some of these together to have a slightly stronger, more condensed navy. Let's see if we can build the Kilwa Kisawani. It is a really damn good wonder. I think that Dido is trying to build it right now, which makes me want to declare war on her to try to get her to switch away from building it. So I think that's actually what we're going to do. We're going to declare war on Dido. And do I use my... I think I use my frigates to help take Singapore. Yeah, I think that's what I do. That seems totally fine to me. And I'll send the rest of my melee boats around to actually fight Dido. Let's declare the formal war on Dido. Now it is 100 grievances, but that's not too bad because we should be able to make use of that quite well. Now I would like to kill their caravel, but I don't know if that's going to be really possible. I think I might be better off just trying to get pillage value and do damage to their economy really quick with this first wave of ships. Although, that said, I could get a pretty good surround on this guy with a lot of flanking damage. Let's go ahead and hit him a couple times to see how well we do. Yeah, I think I can actually get this kill. Perfect. So we got rid of the caravel. Now they do still have a quadrireme and a couple of biremes hanging around, but I think this is a really good opening phase to the war. The forests in here have started to recover. Time to burn them down again. This is, of course, killing population in here, but that's not a big deal because the city grows so quickly because of the amount of food in here. Settle another city to the north of our capital. Immediately begin work on the harbour. And I'd like to use my gold to boost the city along, but I have other cities that I need to boost, like, for example, Senna. If I can get the Lighthouse Shipyard combo in here, it's going to make this city into a very strong one because I'll be able to get a +8 production shipyard and boost the city all the way to 23 production, which means it'll construct all of this infrastructure much quicker and actually be able to contribute to my empire through building ships, for example. Like, I could get a frigate or a privateer here in 7 turns, which is not bad at all. Yeah, I think it is time to combine these together, so I'll combine you like so, and you like so, end up with 2 ships that have fairly good promotions and a high level and a high combat strength, and I might even go ahead and turn these into ironclads if I can find a good spot to do that. Forest fire continues to spread, killing population in Skedsmo. Not a big deal, because again, the city grows back like in single turns. Now, let's get rid of this crossbowman, because we want to start working on Singapore. We'll get our frigate in position. I think we shoot the city first. I want this second frigate to loop around and then combine with this frigate to make a stronger unit. I'll just guard that guy so he doesn't die. And then the rest of my navy is making their way towards Dido. Let's pull this guy back. We'll combine him with you. That'll heal him slightly, give him some combat strength, and then we'll be able to promote him next turn. We'll also be able to get a pillage here. We shall pillage the harbor and then plunder the trade route for a ton of extra gold. What else could I pillage around here? That harbor there is still in bad shape, but I guess I can always pillage the boats. Got the aqueduct in Oslo, giving us plenty of housing room. Now, infrastructure-wise, I think I just want lots of more navy, so frigates are on the menu. Thanks to the nice amount of niter that I'm making per turn now. I think Kapiti is the next city that I want to invest a significant amount of gold into to turn it into a nice base of operations, because Kapiti is in position for me to strike out at Hungary and make a lot of gains there, as is Pex, although I think Kapiti is just the better city to invest into because it's more developed, and so on and so forth. That is a very nice pasture that you have right there, Rapa Nui. Thank you for finishing colonialism for me and giving me culture and faith. Now, finishing colonialism is really, really nice because it gives me access to colonial taxes, but more importantly, it also gives me +1 production on fishing boats. If I swing over to my capital, you can now see that especially my turtle reef fishing boats are incredible. 4 food, 4 production, 3 gold, 1 science, and that's before I have seaports adding an extra little bit of gold on top. Absolutely deliciously devilish yields on these tiles. Now, with the advent of colonialism, my next step is going to be in the direction of mobilization, and that'll allow me to combine even more units together into armadas, and that'll make my units even stronger, as well as giving me access to extra governor titles, new war types, and stuff like that as well. The question is, do I want to stop off for opera and ballet or anything off to the sides here? And I don't think I do. I really want the city of KTY, LPQY, and Sidon, and potentially Inuk. So I'm going to start hitting KTY with my ironclad, and this will also give me enough experience to actually take this to the next level. My plan isn't to defeat the city with this, just to kind of strip away a bit of the defenses and then heal up off of some of the improvements around here, because there's just plenty of food around here that I can pillage to get heals. Settle ourselves another city called Stavanagar on top of a volcano. The city's probably going to be in bad shape for a very long time, but eventually it will be useful. Just a massive hurricane south of Barbarian Island here. I kind of wish I could settle Barbarian Island, actually. Looks like a pretty nice spot for 1 or 2 cities. Canada wants peace. I'm going to take the peace for now, but I'm worried about the loyalty in these cities if I take that peace. I think it'll be fine. Yeah, the loyalty is a small problem in Winnipeg. Well, that's not a big deal because I can invest money into here to try to deal with that issue. It's a -2.8 loyalty, so I think happiness would be a nice one to help this city out. Unfortunately, it just doesn't have any districts or production to really help it along, partially because its loyalty is so low. Probably the best thing that I could do is to grow these other cities and capture Sidon to exert a little bit of extra loyalty pressure here and then get to war with Canada as soon as possible. Right, still trying to save up for the factory, but we will get to work on the Venetian arsenal with our extra little bit of production. It shaved about 2 turns off of that. I want to say maybe 3 turns. So we spent 5 turns to shave off 3 turns, so we kind of came out okay. If we could get the factory and the coal power plant, we'd be in a much better place. So I think I am going to save a ton of gold for that. I forgot to denounce China. I'm going to make sure that I denounce everyone who I plan to continue to declare war on, like you and you. And the question is, did Simon Bolivar make enough stuff to be worth pillaging again? Let's go ahead and have a look at Gran Colombia. There's a little bit of stuff. There's like pastures, mostly farms. There's a holy site here. If I could get a boat on the inside here, get an inside man, as it were, I'd be in really good shape, but I just can't get at any of the things. Looks like they're still mostly pillaged. So there's not a huge amount that I can do about them. China is kind of in a similar boat. I mean, there's a few tiles that I could grab. In fact, there's actually so many tiles that I could grab. I think it's worth it to declare a surprise war here. I could nab this mine. I could nab this mine. I could nab this honey. Oh, yeah. Let's go ahead and declare a surprise war in China. It's a little bit inefficient in terms of grievances, but should be fine. Swing up here, pillage that, get myself culture and faith. Man, I want to pillage that mine right there, but it's kind of in an awkward spot. And we'll swing back into the central area of their infrastructure and just start pillaging like crazy. Pillage the mine for science and gold. Pillage the mine for science and gold. 112 each and 378 gold each. Now I don't want to scare off their builders because I want them to actually repair their tiles. So I want to be careful about being too annoying. Well, let's burn down this forest again. It was looking great, but I need even more yields on these tiles. Speaking of pillaging, I haven't talked to the Marais in a long time. It looks like they've got 2 of their mines back up, as well as their government plaza. So I think it's time I paid them a visit. Oh yes, look at this frigate hammering Singapore, and then I can just take promotions to be stronger and not have to worry about actually losing health or anything like that. Coastally raid that right there. Get myself a bit of culture and faith, and I'm bringing over my units that'll hopefully start working on some of these. I now have a frigate by Gran Colombia, so I could start considering capturing some of these cities. If I could take Quito and Cartagena at the Indias, I could move in and take Hamilton and then have control of this inner sea and get some more pillaging off. I think that is actually the plan right now, so let's get ourselves another frigate over here. Oh, hello China, yoink. Oh, maybe I should have been a bit more careful actually, because this guy could die, because China has very, very strong city shots. It's like the whole turn transition for me is just like every unit in my entire empire getting attacked. Like this is just all I see. It just endlessly scrolls through everything that has been like murdered by the AI. And then also a bunch of fires and like disasters. Like every turn, you have no idea how much of this that I have cut out. Like there is just constantly every turn disasters happening all across the world. Okay, so they're guarding those from being pillaged, but I can get my hands on these theater squares for 189 culture actually. And now I feel it's time to pull these guys back, combine them together, give China a chance to repair their tiles. Like, ooh, look, they're going to repair this. Hopefully they repair both of these as well, because these are both worth gold. It's going to sit in the wings right now. I finally have enough gold to purchase my factory. Kaboom, that's going to shave 3 turns off the Venetian arsenal. Perfect. Just need to save up for the coal power plant now. I decided to use my next governor promotion on upgrading garrison commander on Victor, because I think this is going to be helpful in holding loyalty in here. Thanks to the Castellan governor, now I'm only losing 0.6 loyalty per turn, which will buy me time to actually get to war with Canada. I don't have a huge amount of tiles to pillage in here, so I might just like combine these guys together and forget about it. Oh wow! They combined all their different promotions together. How did I not know that they would do that? Wait, that completely changes the unit metagame. Oh my god. I had 2 units with 2 different promotions. They combined together, and now I have a unit with 4 promotions. That changes the unit metagame for me. I'm going to have to think about ways that could be used to your advantage. Yoink, fully healing my ironclad by pillaging coastal improvements, as well as getting him experience of being shot and attacking the city. I'd like to get to work on Le Puquoy, or whatever it's called. I'm trying to think what would be the best city to attack, and I think it is... Sidon's going to be hard without a frigate, and my frigate's kind of busy with Singapore. I still have tons of faith to purchase more cities if I want, like I could just get settlers out. And it's probably not a terrible idea because there's some actually decent spots, for example, over here. So what the hell, let's go ahead and purchase a settler. It's only 400 faith, not like I have much else to use my faith on except for Nihangs. And in about 11 turns, I'll be able to get the military academy to get 80 combat strength Nihangs. Dido, you silly bint, you built your government plaza on the coast and just gave me 200 free culture. Thank you. Oh, hello. Another trade route to pillage as well at 120 gold. Thank you. Look at all these delicious, delicious coastal mines that the Marais have. Thank you. 117 gold and 117 science and 391 gold. Oh, let's kill this caravel and I'll be able to coastally raid this tribal village as well. Nice one. We just picked up the Colossus, giving us a free trade route. It's not an amazing wonder, but it only took me a few turns to build, so I figured why the hell not. We'll go ahead and teleport this over to Iwan to turn this into a city that might one day actually be useful. Hammer Singapore for what is hopefully the last time, because we'll be able to take the city this turn. Yoinks. Probably going to upset people that I did that. All major powers will get 100 grievances. That's fine. Probably make holding some of these cities with loyalty a little bit harder. I don't mind that much. I got myself a free city. Ooh, I'd really like the Forbidden City if I could get it. That extra wildcard policy slot would be really damn good. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can grab that in my capital. I don't really have anything else to build except for a navy, so I'm trying to get a little bit of infrastructure and wonders in right now. I'm trying to think what policy I should slot in. I don't need Diplomatic League anymore. Honestly, it might be better to plug in Machiavellianism to use my spies more often. And I don't really use a huge amount of builders right now, so I could keep public works plugged out and maybe instead temporarily plug in skyscrapers to get a little bit of extra production on those wonders that I'm trying to grab. This will be a major defeat, but I'm just going to go ahead and combine these guys together and hit them with this ironclad to see if I can take out KTY a little bit quicker. And we'll do the same thing in LPQY, just kind of hit it with our boats for a little while. Oh, very nice. You repaired your harbour. Thank you for the 391 gold. Just everyone is being so kind right now, repairing all their districts so I can pillage science and gold. And pillage culture, for example, from this government plaza as well. Another 200 culture in my bank. Lovely. I'm basically just milking all of the AI in the world for gold and science and culture. It's great. Yoink. Thank you for the 195 culture. Oh, you built a great wall instead of repairing it. Yoink. Thanks to the 391 gold. You should really repair your tiles, China. Should really get on the repairs, you know? Oh, there's a pasture there just taunting me with its ability to be pillaged. I've gone pillage mad, like I'm just, all I see now, I don't see enemies, I just see things I can pillage. My enemies are nothing but pinatas for me to extract gold out of. Well, culture too, as well, when I pillage things like that. Too bad the Mare didn't really expand much more than they did, because I could have got so much out of them. Let's go ahead and purchase that coal power plant with all of that gold we stole. I only shaved one turn off this, but if I were to play around with things, there it is, down to 14 turns on the Venetian arsenal. Let's purchase the shipyard in Memphis as well. I've been holding off on that one for a while, but this city is now like super productive. It can do tons of really great stuff, like building boats for me really quickly. I kind of want to get a couple of privateers just for fun, so I'll get like 3 of them. Ooh, really nice industrial zone in here, +4 adjacency. So I'll go ahead and grab that in Senna because that'll provide a little bit of adjacency in terms of the regional production. And of course, we're continuing to trade with Tromsø because of the 4 gold, 6 production and 2.5 gold per turn trade routes. 195 faith, thank you China. Hammering away at the Phoenician cities, making good progress. We shall soon make them crumble. I think I'm just going to focus all my efforts on Kitty, or I'm just going to name the city Kitty because that's what these letters make me think of, a kitty cat. Hey, we're the first civ to actually consume a resource to generate power, which gave us a ton of era score. We're pretty close to a golden age. And there's plenty of time left for us to achieve that. Ooh, got myself another great admiral. This will create a privateer unit, and military units get 50% rewards for plundering sea trade routes. Oh yes, I'm going to go ahead. Oh, 50 gold from coastal raids. This will actually allow me to get gold from pillaging farms, coastal farms. I can turn coastal farms into gold. Oh my god. This is so good. Right, let's really quickly pillage for extra health right here, and then we'll finish off the city of Kitty. Speaking of which, we'll immediately be renaming the city to Kitty. Just so I could actually call it something. We'll keep that city. Now, the loyalty is pretty bad in here, partially due to grievances. So who could I remove to plop in over there? I guess I could reassign Moksha. And that'll buy me a little bit of time, but I need this city to fall as well, but I'm worried about attacking too aggressively and getting myself killed here. So I might get you to swing down here. Yeah, you'll be able to pillage that, and then you'll swing up here to take over that fight. Then these frigates that I actually built over in Papayan can actually swing over and help out with the capture of Lipiqua. Pillage another mine. Thank you so much, China. 170 science, 391 gold. Ooh, I'm being chased down. Run! Pillage the camp. Get myself 117 culture and a little bit of faith on top. Now I think it's time to leave. I really need to get those privateers online. If I had remembered that privateers get extra gold from pillaging coastal raids, I would have actually got them earlier. There's Scorched Earth. Lovely. Let's go ahead and run you out and heal you up. I think we've done most of what we need to do here, but we will go ahead and plug in Total War. The nice thing about Total War is that it gives me a boost for pillaging trade routes as well. No, there's no need for you to be here and pillaging my goddamn districts. Get out of here. Now, if we're going to be going for Kilba Kisaniwa, we're going to want suzerainty of 2 of the same kind of city-state. In particular, that's going to mean, right now, based on the suzerainities that I already have, it's probably going to be Nagazagarmu and Cahokia. I think I'd like to steal suzerainty of Cahokia right now, so I'm going to plop in 4 envoys there and yoink them. That'll give me a little bit of era score and get me closer to that golden age that I want as well. Okay, so coastal raid the farm, boom, and I get 50 gold from that. Oh my god. That's just a bonus 50 gold for every farm that I can find. That's amazing. Settle another little city in here. Do I want to settle the cattle actually? No, I like this because there's a really good harbour right there. So we'll take Skeen, plop down a +5 harbour. Pillage for the health, and then hopefully get rid of this caravel. Lovely. Bring the frigates to bear on Laconic. Not going to do a huge amount of damage to this city on these first turns, but that's okay. Because it doesn't really matter that much when we can hammer the hell out of this city. I'm going to play it a little bit safer though. Get out of here, Quadrireme. You don't belong. Now, people have been telling me that I've been saying Quadrireme wrong. It's like Quadrireme. They're saying it's Quadrireme. It's like, look at the words. It's quad, R-I-R-E-M-E. So R-E-M-E is reem. Quad is quad. So the only bit that's like in contention is the R-I. I would say Quadrireme, because that would fit with trireme. But I would say Quadri, because trireme, Ryreme, Quadrireme. So that's why I say it the way that I do. Because I've been getting like tons of comments that are saying that I'm saying it wrong. You guys just must not be hearing how I'm saying it. I'm not saying Quadrireme. Like, I'm saying Quadrireme. Quadrireme. Quadrireme, right? It's just, I'm a Quadrireme. I'm just the way that I'm saying it. All right, listen, relax. Like, think of trireme, drireme, Quadrireme. It's just the way that I'm saying it. It's like, I don't think it's wrong. Actually, hold on. How to pronounce Quadrireme? Quadrireme. Yeah, I mean, it sounds kind of right to me. I don't know, maybe this video is wrong. Let's try another one.
Quadrireme.
Quadrireme. Quadrireme, Quadrireme. Quadrireme, Quadrireme. That seems like close enough to me. That, like, I don't see why people are telling me I'm wrong. I think people are just like thinking I'm saying Quadrireme. I don't know where that's coming from. Anyway, we've talked about the pronunciation for too long. Oh, Jesus Christ, where did all these come from? Alright, well, may as well start getting rid of them. Bonus experience on our ships. Time to finally begin siphoning funds from Hansa. We'll be getting 500 gold every 6 turns. Yoink. I feel like this entire game can be summed up as I yoink your stuff. Lol. Purchased myself a monument, granary and watermill in Stavanger to get this city up and running. Can't quite work on the harbour right now because there is a boat blocking me, but I'll be able to get some units over here to deal with that in a minute. Probably a good idea to start working on Abydos as well. I'll swing over a caravel to capture that city. If I could grab this city and a couple of these Dido cities as well, I think I'd be in great shape. Laconic is... Ooh, actually, if I carefully navigate my way through this situation, I could potentially snatch myself a settler. Yoink. Thank you very much. Now, there's a little bit of a visual bug here in that the game tries to capture the settler and put it in the ocean, but it ends up just staying here, and then like a ghost unit gets put here. I think it's just a bit of a visual bug. Yoink, 202 faith, thank you very much. I'm wondering, should I buy another envoy, or a great person rather? Well, actually, I wouldn't mind getting Qingxi. Although I'll get him pretty quickly, just with the amount of harbours that I have. Oh, tornado outbreak in Egypt. Owie. Jesus. Unfortunately, Kitty did flip independent. Not a big deal. We'll be able to recapture that pretty quickly once we flip some more of these cities independent. Speaking of which, let's get to work on that. I have my next frigate in range, and we're ripping this city down. Yoink, thank you very much, China. That finished military science for me, got me a bunch of gold and science, and will allow me to swing over to Tromsø and purchase the military academy in here, getting me a bunch of production, as well as some era score that'll finish off my golden age and turn my Nihangs into absolute beasts. These units are now packing 80 combat strength, and remember, they only, like, I think I could purchase them in Tromsø, actually. Yeah, I could purchase them for 300 faith. I can get 80 combat strength units. To put that in perspective, if I wanted a melee unit of an equivalent strength, I would have to have unlocked, I think it's infantry, and pay, oh Jesus, I don't even want to think about it, like 1,000 gold for an equivalently strong unit. Nihangs are kind of broken, if I'm going to be totally honest. Now, with military science, I could go ahead and go for refining to be able to actually get biplanes, but I think I'm going to skip past biplanes and head straight for advanced flight. So I'll pick up radio. That'll be quite a few techs that I need to pick up because I never even picked up knights or anything like that. But then we'll head straight towards advanced flight. Maybe now is the time to get electricity? Time has advanced quite a bit. No, I see, I don't want to unlock the submarine because I want to be able to continue to build privateers. Yeah, so I'm going to head for radio and then advanced flight. I've decided to stop burning down Skedsmo's forests, and instead I'm going to start burning down this western side because I think the sort of loss of the population is too great now compared to the value of actually working these 6 food, 5 production tiles. Just harvest out those walls so that we can shoot that ship and get rid of it, and then get back to work on our harbour in Stavanger. Brussels, unfortunately, hasn't done any more repairs, so there's nothing to pillage here. I'm actually finding it kind of hard to find things to pillage. I've been so efficient at just killing everything that there's not really much left on the match for me, or on the map for me to actually kill. Can I yoink this settler? That would be neat if I could. They might try to recapture it, but we'll see. This settler belongs to me. Excellent. What am I going to do with it? I think I'll send it over here. Yeah, they recaptured that settler. Not a big deal. That's totally fine. Regardless, we were incredibly annoying and managed to achieve our objective. Also, thanks for the trade route. 680 gold from a trade route pillage. Oh my god. That's insane. That's insane, dude. Let's light this forest on fire. It does a little bit of damage to the city. Not a big deal. I don't think it does as much damage if you're not actually working the tile, although I could be completely wrong on that front. Time for this city to fall. We have let it stand for too long. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. Yoink. The city belongs to me now. We'll keep the city. We'll grab Moksha. We'll plop him into Laconic. It's -5 loyalty. That's fine. We'll retake. I think I might actually just kill Dido. Yeah, I think it's time to start killing people. I don't know. I tell you what. I'm going to call it the end of the episode, and based on the comments of this video, I'm going to decide whether or not. And based on the comments of this video, I'm going to decide whether or not we go for a science victory or if we just kill everyone. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!